What's good, YouTube? This is Chronicos here, and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today is not really like a special video in particular, just something to actually help my friend with, because he's actually sick, and he was hoping to practice with me today a little bit with some IKE combos, but he couldn't show up. So I thought I'd make a little bit of a video specifically so that he could follow along and kind of practice and hopefully get better with the character. So I mean, if it doesn't really interest you to know anything about IKE, then you don't have to watch the video. But yeah, today is going to be a video on how to play IKE properly in Smash Ultimate. So I guess basically what I'll do is I'll start off with telling you what kind of stages are the best for IKE, and then also go into his combo game and ways to recover and multiple other options that that IKE has in this game, because he's very good, and I do believe he is a consistent character, but he does struggle in a couple matchups which keep him from being a top tier character. So let me just go to the stages here, and I'll just try to explain which stages are the best ones for him. Okay, so now that we're at stages, the best ones for him are going to be Pokemon Stadium, probably Battlefield, and I'm choosing a lot of the ones with the platforms, specifically because on flat stages, projectiles can destroy you. You will get beat out because your character is slow and he relies on slower but heavier hits to kill. So he's not as consistent on the flatter stages. However, with Battlefield and with Pokemon Stadium, you have many more options for recovery, including ways to land on the platforms with side B, which is a little hard, I will admit, that it is a lot harder to get onto the stage by trying to aim for a platform with the close combat or whatever it's called. Quick draw. I think it's quick draw. So anyways, I guess we'll just get into some combos here. Make sure that you don't pick FD against like Toon Link or Rob, and I'm pretty sure you're fine. So yeah, you know what, let's just get started on some of the simpler combos here. So let me just try to use a couple options here. So note how I doesn't really get that far, not with his dash, or like his dash doesn't really give you much distance if you just flick it. You have to actually like get running and then like cancel with a shield jump or something. But he doesn't have very much movement, so you really have to rely on predicting what your opponent's going to do and reacting to what that is so that you can get your combo started. So for instance, let's say that Zelda's up there, she's trying to charge her Phantom or something, and I avoid the Phantom by going up here and I land with a neutral air and grab forward air. Simple combo that does about 29%, and not too hard to hit. Honestly, the hardest thing that I hear people talk about is trying to land properly with the Nair so that it hits all the way around. Because doing this neutral air here is your best option for starting a combo, but it's very predictable and very easy to parry. So you have to kind of decide when you want to use Nair. So if you hit the backside, you always go for back air immediately. Yeah, you have to really get used to knowing exactly when you are able to lead into a combo. Percentage really will not matter until over 70% when it comes to how his Nair combos into aerials. And he can rack up an easy like 16% for each neutral air that he collects, which it's a lot. Like that does 18.7, which is very good. However, you got things like that kills really early at the ledge. You can do it on stage as well if you hit the weak hit, but it's a lot harder. Also, a lot of your grounded options are going to be like moves like your up tilt, your down tilt, and very seldom are you going to use your forward tilt and your smash attacks. You know what? This stage is good for covering with up smash because it literally covers the entire platform like this. Like, this is massive. It's honestly such a good move. But you really don't want to use this unless you're punishing the way someone lands. If they land on a platform and you know that they're not going to tech, or you know that they are going to tech, you try to predict which one they're going to do, and then you do up smash in the correct spot. So if I throw Zelda up here, she should land. Oh, never mind. Okay, if I throw her up here and I realize she doesn't attack, I hit her with up smash. And that's probably the best damage I can get for that. But, other than that, forward smash is okay. It hits very high, but it has so much cooldown. It's probably the third easiest move to parry in this game. And I parry a lot of stuff, so it's just kind of an opinion of mine, I guess. But I do feel that that move is super easy. And if you're going to go for a smash attack, you may as well go for down smash, because if you're going to go for something risky, why not just cover your front and your backside? Just because, like, forward smash is good just because it does reach high, but why not just go for up smash in that case? It'll keep them straight up in the air, which leads into more up airs, and forward smash does the most damage out of most moves in his toolkit, besides maybe neutral B. I'll actually just test this now. But this will kill right now. Yeah, that does 41. But that you're not going to hit that unless you break someone's shield, because you can't turn that around, and the only other move that you can use that for is to punish on ledge. Let's see here. Alright, so other moves that are really good for Ike. His up air is amazing. Up air leads into very strong guaranteed low percent combos. It combos into itself on platform stages over and over. And you just gotta get really fast at double jump up airing with Ike, because he covers a lot of distance when you use double jump. The only problem is you really want to watch out for those players who find a way to beat you out and then take your double jump, and it leaves you vulnerable off stage. Which, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, like, which recoveries to use, but if you're recovering high, like maybe about here, maybe try to side B onto the platform, because you will not land with much lag. If you land on the very ledge of it, you can run right off, almost pretty much right off, but it's not as bad as, like, other options. For grabs, you want to use up throw and down throw. Down throw is the hardest one to activate an up air frame out of over up throw, but it does last longer, like the combo itself lasts longer from down throw. So up throw is better at low percent and down throw is better at high percent. Because that doesn't technically say true combo, because the smoke technically ends its animation, but this is a lot harder to land. Actually, you can also land. So one of the main combos that I do is I do up air and then forward air, but it's really hard to land and do that instantly because you have to do so many inputs at once. But it does do, like, a pretty much guaranteed 30%. Anything else that you really want to do with Ike is, a lot of his moves are very laggy and you have to commit to them. So knowing exactly, like, which moves are good in what scenario is very important. Like, if I'm fighting a Toon Link, I'm not just going to be up airing like this, expecting him to down air all the time, because down air is not really a good option. And by doing this, you're leaving your lower side open to a lot of projectiles that could be coming your way. So destroying the projectiles with forward air, or avoiding them by going backwards and then back airing is very good. Other than that, I don't really think that Ike has anything else that's, like, crazy. He does have this, though, and this is something you only want to do when you're a stock above your opponent, or they're on their last stock and you have, like, 3 or something. You nair into up B, and then you push both of you off stage, and it's a free kill. It works at every single percent, as long as the nair connects into it. But if it doesn't, then you might want to just watch yourself, because you could die from it. So if we do this at 70, still connects. Easy kill, free. It's guaranteed. Like, they can't come back from it unless they're like Rob, I think. But Rob kind of gets bombarded by the nair strings, and other than that, like, Ike does not have, like, anything, like, overly crazy where you have to, like, be super technical with, so you don't really have to worry about doing anything wrong with Ike besides, like, just what moves you're choosing in what scenario. remember not to go for forward smash too much unless you're using it for a shield break or a or else like a really hard punish, like you know that somebody's going to be there every time. If you don't, you're going to end up hurting your character a lot more, and you're going to get punished every single time. Trust me, as somebody who played against many Ikes and plays as an Ike myself, knowing what moves are really fast and what moves are going to get you punished is very important as this character. Because if you're getting stuffed out by villager, for example, you don't want to just keep forward smashing them to try and kill them. They're going to just sit there and throw rocks. You really can't do anything against that. So knowing which aerials to combo at what times is very important. Even just being able to practice like the back hit of Nair into back air is very important, because a lot of people actually, I find, struggle at finding how to connect the back hit, or like knowing when their back hit of neutral air connects. So, yeah, it can still lead into up air technically, but I really only go for up air if it's on the front side, and I go for back air when it's on the back side. But if I'm at the ledge, then I'll go for down air instead, because down air connects into, it does more damage, and it spikes, which kills a lot earlier than a back air would. So, other than that, Ike doesn't really have like anything super special. I guess I could talk about recovery a little bit more. Let's see. Is there a way to make her use an F smash or something? Okay, cool. Okay. So, one of my main things that I do is, when she hits a forward smash, I will jump back and then side B to the stage. It's super safe. It goes underneath the Palutena side B, the explosive flame, which is very important. Okay, Zelda, you could stop now. So yeah, that is another way to recover. It does not work at high percents. Do not jump into the blast zone on accident. This is something that you should only be doing at like mid to low percents, where they knock you really far off the stage, because any other percentage you're probably going to get punished pretty bad for it. Alright, neutral special. Okay. Ike's counter is not that good. It doesn't kill ridiculously early like any of the other Fire Emblem characters. And I find that he kind of struggles with landing it. Him and Roy have like the lowest counter frame time. So basically, him and Roy both have really short windows for how long their counters open. So landing with counters over and over is a very bad idea, because you probably only have like a 20th of a second maybe to be able to land a punish from the counter itself. And that's really not going to give you any good damage or anything like that. So it's a very, very specific move. You don't want to use it too often. You don't want to use it not at all, because it's still a counter. It's good, but don't overuse it, because like maybe once a stock is like your best bet. That's kind of it. You really don't want to. This isn't some Corn Smash 4 BS where you can straight up just beat out any option and always kill your opponent. No, this is a counter where you have one chance every stock. So using it at the right time is very important. The only other thing I can say is, if you're playing Ike, get really good at landing with neutral air. Neutral air is your bread and butter combo starter. It leads into everything. Forward air, you can land with it, but it's very unsafe because it's another move that's really easy to parry. Not saying that neutral air isn't, but I mean, Nair is a lot harder to parry because it starts high and ends low, right around his body. So you have to like really commit to parrying neutral air, because he lands pretty safely with it. Like, if you hold A as you land, you can buffer neutral jab like this, and it's not a bad idea, but like it'll save you probably in some scenarios where someone would try to punish you with the forward smash, or like whatever they try to punish you with. Back air is just amazing. It's got a very good angle for, like, you can punish some ledge options with it. You can jump down and back air upwards so that they can two-frame the ledge or something. I mean, you can do it with nair and stuff too, but kind of it. Neutral air can lead at 0%, can lead into grabs on certain characters. Wow, that just went right through it. So yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want with neutral air, and it's kind of just like, it's the one move that, like, everybody will try to avoid. When they think of Ike, they think of neutral air right now, because that's just kind of the meta of, like, how his combo game works. So, your opponent's going to spend a lot of the game trying to avoid your moves like neutral air, grab, and probably down tilt, because down tilt also leads into a lot of good options. And I guess I haven't talked about tilt yet. So, down tilt leads into forward air, it leads into up air at higher percents, like, actually, that's not as good. Up tilt's pretty good. It sends him very high up. Like you can kind of see there. It doesn't combo into anything at this percentage, but it does set up for a lot of potential to do up airs. And putting yourself in a 50-50 to be able to put them into an up air scenario is very important as an Ike player. Because up air is just going to save you so much time that you could be losing from losing a lot of neutral, because Ike is not going to win neutral often, but he's going to destroy neutral, or he's going to destroy an advantage game the second that he gets the chance. So you kind of don't have much time to really think about why you're losing neutral. You have to more or less think about how to punish your opponent for what they're doing, and that's like the best way you can play Ike. So yeah, if you guys found this interesting, I probably didn't talk about everything that I was thinking about. Make sure that if you're going to do a wave land or something, use your grab button so that you can slide longer, because Ike really needs, like, the slide distance if you're going to use it. But don't overuse that, because it'll not be good. Other than that, I don't really think that there's anything else I need to say about Ike. I've kind of covered everything. Just make sure that your neutral air into up being safely, because that move can be ridiculous. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully, Max, you found this interesting, and you understand a little bit more about Ike now, and, like, just kind of what I do in order to play him. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that awesome jazz, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.